All right, welcome back to Draw 2 of Shortspiel. I should explain, we are going to be, starting new broadcasts for each draw, just to keep it clean on the archive. But they will be pretty much continuous, so as soon as Draw 1 ends, Draw 2 will start just a couple of minutes later. So do just stick with us through that. And Draw 2, we have two teams. We have Lennifer versus Singer. And we're just about to get underway. Here's Scott Dalrymple throwing the first stone for Team Singer. And we have Lennifer throwing the yellow stones. So again, we can see the team without hammer throwing to the top 8, biting the top 4.
That red stone hid behind pretty well, though.
Yeah, pretty nice.
Draw behind,
well,
I guess you could call
well,
it.
the red stone was thrown first.
Oh, it was.
And
Sorry.
then yellow
okay,
threw
I
the
missed
freeze,
that.
which I actually quite like as a strategy. I'm interested to see whether more teams do that. So then a counter freeze then formed by Singer.
Sort of call that a corner freeze.
Yeah.
Looks like we're gonna do some sort of hit here.
Just gonna try and move things around a bit.
Yeah.
It's a pretty nice result.
Yeah.
Tapping red
back.
back 8 area. Currently lying shot. So I think we'll see an angled raise here.
Or maybe
Scott.
a draw from the left side.
Maybe a draw from the left side, undercover. It looks like the way they're gesturing, they're talking about raising their red in the top 8 sideways onto that yellow.
Yeah, maybe knocking that yellow back
which
a
I
little
quite
bit.
like. The shooter will stay in the top 8. And then we'll probably see yellow try to draw to the button. And pretty nice weight there.
Yeah,
just not quite perfect angle, but pretty good result.
Yeah, well, red's now shot.
Yeah.
Under some cover.
Yeah, nice shot. So I think we'll see a stretch out to the side here. Yep. Try to draw into the button area.
Well, that's a lot of weight.
Or well, maybe he went for the takeout instead.
Oh.
And too much weight there. So that
Is a replacement.
Yep.
Gotta put that stone back, which is one of the definitions, I guess, of short house.
Well, that's right. For those of you just joining us, takeouts are not permitted on opposition stones. So anything that leaves the 12-foot is a takeout, and that stone has to be replaced. So a bad break there. Oh, but the favor might be returned here.
Yep.
And you have Jeremy Singer doing exactly the same thing there. He made me promise not to say anything mean about him there, so I'll just say that no, getting the weight is harder than it looks. It's my diplomatic explanation.
He's just kicking himself for that one.
But still, so here's Team Lennifer with a nice tap back. That one looks like a better weight. Yep.
Yep.
So sitting, well, just one, I think. Now Singer and Scott. Oh well, sorry, that was the end.
That was the hammer.
Oh my goodness, goes so quickly. Right. So I think it was just a score of 1.
Yes, I think it was one yellow.
And, oh, excuse me, my update the scoreboard. I still had it left
Click
over.
reset stones there.
All right. So was a score of 1 for yellow in the first end, I believe. And once again, central line guard, as we're going to call it, being thrown. But this one a little higher, just into the top 8. So we'll see what they decide to do. And I see we have a lineup change. Scott was playing as a substitute, as I understand it, and and Jeremy's
perhaps Jeremy's teammate,
full-time teammate has arrived. And pretty nice first shot actually there. So so that's pretty good.
It's interesting because no one has any brooms. There's a lot of gesturing with one's feet. Just a little change of how people usually operate.
So drawing the button pretty nicely there. Seeing 2, but everything's quite open right now. So I think we'll see, I know Jeremy will see a little bit of weight thrown here, but you know, just a tap.
Took a tap back here. Oh, but he's just tapped it back to shot.
Yeah, well, as we were saying in our post-match interview with Rob Chester in the last draw, he was saying that he thinks it's key to control the top 4 area. And I think that's definitely true. So even though that yellow is currently shot, his position can only get worse from here on in. Yeah. So I wouldn't be too concerned yet. Although now I'm starting to get more concerned after that one.
Put, that's a nice shot there.
Yeah, nice guard.
Now yellow's controlling the house with 3.
I think there's a port there that you could get through to shot stone and tap it back.
It's a bit narrow, but yeah, a little over a stone's width. But I guess being this close, it's much easier to get a port like that from this end of the sheet than trying to get it from.
I think actually looking at the hit and roll here, so the weight's going to be key. Can't throw too much at it, and ooh, that looks like a lot. But perfectly judged. That's really nice.
That is
They're happy with that one.
Hit and roll. Well done.
Just the right weight to make it work. So, seeing one undercover. So, there is a raise available for the yellow team. And I think I would be thinking about that, but they're not going for it. Trouble with this, doing this way, is you're going to jam, which they do, although they do manage to spill it out to second shot. But I think they could have played the raise on their own yellow the other way. So here's the hammer coming up for Jeremy Singer. See what his plan is. And just trying to get his single, I think. Well, actually, I think he's managed to get 2 there with a nice judgment of the angle. Yeah, that's definitely 2 red. So another tight game shaping up here. All right, and we're joined in the commentary box by Scott Dalrymple, who was subbing in there in the first end.
Hello, can you hear me?
We certainly can, Scott.
I cannot hear myself.
You know you're on. I can hear you.
Can I hear? I still can't hear myself. I can't hear you.
Oh, very strange.
Let me double check that I've plugged everything in properly.
Well, we are trying to get Scott in for a in-match interview, I think we can call it, since he was just out there. In the meantime,
can you just try talking one more time?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay, I cannot hear anything.
Okay, let's swap you out into this other headset.
All right. Well, in the meantime, a bit of delay starting the next end, so we didn't miss anything.
Technical difficulties.
Testing. I still not hearing anything. I know my ears work, but there's I get no feedback from anybody. No.
All right.
Okay.
Our resident technical expert,
Ah.
Michael Dobbs, is sorting it out for us.
This is what happens when I try to plug things in.
All right. I can hear now.
Excellent.
Meanwhile, the game continues, and it's looking pretty open at the moment. All right, so I think we might have Scott now.
I do. Yes, I am here.
So, Scott, was your first time out in a short house competition?
It was indeed. It was indeed. It was very exciting. I only got to play one end, but I will be on the feature sheet at 4 o'clock, so that was kind of a warm-up.
Yeah.
And I felt like my 2 rocks were successful, reasonably successful.
Do you feel like you learned anything about the game you're going to take forward into the next round?
Well, actually, Rainey and I spent probably an hour and a half on Tuesday practicing, so we feel pretty comfortable. We feel like we're ready to go.
It's a lot more than probably most of
Yeah,
us
I
have
suspect
played.
you're going to be an hour and a half ahead of most of the other teams playing today. So, wow, excellent work. So, how do you think this game's going to play out?
It's hard to know right now. It's anybody's game.
Certainly is. Certainly is. Some good shots on both teams. Well, good luck, Scott, in the next round. We'll be looking out for you on the feature sheet. 4 o'clock. That's the next game, in fact.
Indeed.
So we will see the hour and a half practice holds you in good stead.
Yes.
What do you think would be the key strategy in this game? Perhaps not to give the game away to everyone else, but.
Well, I mean, I like to start with a rock in the front of the 4-foot, kind of right within the 4-foot circle, but right in the front, right in the center. I think that's, and we found in general in our practice that we thought it was better to hit and leave the opponent as backing as opposed to trying to draw around, because then you're liable to be hit on a promote the next time. So
as we've been watching it, we've come to the same conclusion that seems to be a good strategy. And it's interesting watching strategy evolve as we're watching in the warm room, and as people are getting more experience with each end.
Well, it's an interesting game because it really promotes strategy, because everybody is coming in with roughly the same skill in this game. You generally can make most of your shots, so it really comes down to strategy. So it's a little bit of a different feel.
And do you think there's anything particular that you might do when you have the hammer compared to when you don't have the hammer, or is it too early to say?
I don't think we really came up with any real different strategies in that respect. But obviously, I think the same rules apply, that you would want to score 2 with a hammer. And try to keep the opponent to 1. I mean, if you can hold your opponent to 1 with their hammer, I think that plays out well if you can keep scoring 2 against their 1.
Yeah. One of the things that I was wondering is whether there would be some merit in playing out to the wings a bit more when you have the hammer, trying to keep the center a little bit more open early. I think it's too early to see whether that's an effective strategy or not.
Doesn't seem to be what most of the teams are doing. Everyone's
I haven't seen any of that, actually. So in my little bit of watching I've been doing.
Well, perhaps Hillary and I can try out some of those more complicated strategies in the next draw where we're playing. And Scott as well.
Perhaps. I'm not sure I want to experiment in a tournament, but when else can I experiment?
Absolutely. Well, meanwhile, the third end was completed, and unfortunately, I missed the actual score there. So I think we will run out and check what happened. I think it was a score for red. In fact,
it is, because red is starting out.
That's right. So, and they're playing the same strategy that you just advocated. They're throwing into the top 8 area.
Yep. I'd like it a little bit deeper than that, but that's not bad.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I think possibly because it is a bit higher, yellow's going to draw around it.
Right, right.
I think I would agree with you if it was maybe in the top 4, you would tap it back.
Right, right. It's a long way to hit and keep the red rock in the house.
Absolutely.
But now this yellow rock is easy to push back and potentially leave red sitting too.
All right, the last end was 1 red.
1 red, okay.
I think they seemed a bit confused as why I was asking. I'm not sure they realized that they were the feature sheet and we're broadcasting them.
Well, unfortunately, we cannot see the scoreboard from our sitting position.
It's interesting, on all the scoreboards on the 4 different sheets, people seem to be keeping score different ways. Some of them sort of the traditional scoreboard we have at the other end, and as we run out there, it's tricky to find out.
Yeah, I saw some folks just marking little tick marks.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, and then across the 4 for 5.
And it's not always obvious which end they're in either. So there's a bunch of dry erase boards that are out there in the near houses.
So it's currently 3-1 to the red team, Jeremy, and
Kara.
And Kara. And attempting a little double raise here.
Oh.
Pretty good, actually. Nice little, it's almost a corner freeze there for shot stone, I think.
I believe that is shot, yep.
And so some work to do here for Team Yellow. Lenifer, Team Lenifer.
Come all the way around on the left.
I'm not sure how I would attack this either.
Maybe come through that
there
port.
may be a port right in the center.
Yeah.
Looks quite difficult from here. Trying to stretch around to
get that red rock out of your way, John.
But
no.
It's hard to create that. Well, wow, very nice effort there. Not quite getting it out, but moving it at least to back 4. And I think we'll see some sort of maybe a guard. A raise. Yeah. No, I like that. That's a good call.
That is a good call because now that's pretty well guarded.
Yeah, I don't.
Right to the button.
Not sure I see an easy way to score here for.
No.
For yellow.
For yellow, I don't know if there's a big enough port in the center there.
I think it's wider than a.
It's wider than a rock. The trouble is, if you're gonna push.
They might be able to cut red down to 1, but they've got to throw quite a bit of weight to move the red off of the button.
So he's going around the side instead, trying to generate very big, quite a tall person. I think it's a bit of an advantage, but not able to do it. Just clipping the guard, and it looks like 2 red. That must be 2 red.
2. I saw 2 fingers.
All right, so a steal of 2, and Singer in control of this game. The lead of 5 points to 1, but things can turn around quickly in short house curling. It's one of the things that we've noticed.
We've seen a couple of 4-enders. Really.
We've seen
draw.
4 altogether.
Wow.
And, I mean, throughout the tournament, first draw and second draw, there's been 4 already that I know of. And I'm surprised, actually, how many.
Pretty much almost 1 per game.
Close, yeah. That's not what I was expecting. Yep. Jeremy tapped the ice right where I'm thinking, right just into the 4-foot.
Short house version of the centerline guard, I guess.
Yes.
Oh, so
and that's well placed.
Nice throw there.
Yep.
So you want it fully inside the 4-foot? Or
I think fully inside the 4-foot, but right on the edge of it is where I like it.
Interesting.
Yeah, interesting. I haven't seen anyone yet try and throw it really high, like just in the 12-foot, which would be an interesting play if anyone did that. But I've not seen anyone try that.
I think from the 12-foot, the problem is you can reach around it.
You can easily get around that. Yeah.
So it may just a wasted stone.
Yep.
So Jeremy playing a tap up. Not bad.
I'm sure he wanted to tap it a little bit more than that, but he's sitting 1.
A nice looking shot. Well,
that may be heavy.
Needs to sit down.
Oh, it is.
Nicely done. Very difficult to control those and not go too heavy.
Yeah, another 2 feet, it would have been out.
So just taking a moment to think over their options here. I think Jeremy is looking at the freeze.
Maybe a hit and roll.
Yeah, maybe a hit and roll. Either way, I think would be good.
Should pull off a nice hit and roll from Lindsay.
Looks like it's just gonna over curl. Yes.
That is shot though.
Maybe the other handle would have helped. I'm not sure how much difference handle makes in this game.
It did seem to curl a little bit on its path, so I think there is some curl still.
Just through the other handle, she would have gone closer to the rock.
And so set up pretty nicely here for Lenifer. So as we were just saying, things can turn around quickly. Only one more
Setting
stone to go here for each team. And we have a request for the laser, which means there must be a measure going on.
So the laser is only used, we should say, in the measurement for tied shots that are thrown to the hog line. I guess if you had to do a measure and then inside the house, you'd use the normal measurement device.
Meanwhile, the Redstones have managed to get in for shot. The question is going to be whether that can be removed, and I think it can.
I think
so
it can pretty easily.
I
potential
think
four
this is a
ender.
4-ender coming right here.
Just needs to make sure he doesn't throw it too heavy,
Right.
and that's
Perfect.
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 Nice shot.
4-ender, very nice.
And so this game turned around all of a sudden. 4 for yellow, and we are tied, I believe.
The phone is coming out to take a picture.
There's going to be a lot of pictures, I think, by the time we're done tonight. And so, as we were just saying, things turned around very quickly in Shorehouse.
Imagine that tied up now.
So just one end to go. And so
All right, which end are we?
we are
This is the
starting the
sixth.
sixth end.
Coming up.
And we have 13 people watching us on the live stream. Welcome. Good
Awesome.
afternoon.
That is great.
And well, thank you so much for joining us. I'm sure you've figured out by now this is the Shortspiel coverage coming to you from the Potomac Curling Club. And we're happy to have you with us. If you have any questions about the Shortspiel, feel free to drop us a message in the chat window and we'll try to answer them. And once this game's concluded, we'll try and get another post-match interview with one of the winning team members.
Well, I think I'm going to sign off because I'm in the next draw, but I'm sure someone who's coming off the ice will be happy to commentate.
All right, well, good luck, Judy. We'll see Judy in the next draw. So we're into the final end here. And it's a tied game. And so red has the hammer.
That may turn out to be a big advantage.
Yeah, it looks pretty open at the moment, so that's exactly what red will want. Keep it that way. Some rules of curling still apply, like, you know, if you have the hammer, you want to have an opportunity to score with your last. So this tap a little
too
light. Don't think you'll be too happy with that one.
Now yellow can put up a guard in front of that. Oh, looks like they're going for a freeze.
Yeah, I quite like the direct freeze right on top of their own. I like that.
And that's a perfect freeze.
That's really nice. So
maybe bumped it back a half an inch.
So I think red is going to have to think about generating quite an angle here to try and at least move the top one away. So a bit of discussion here.
We have Skip's draw about to take place on sheet A. Wound up a tie game. We'll keep an eye on that. Russ Kirkman gets about to the position of a normal 3 guard.
Yeah, so
maybe a high 3. And here's our shot on B.
yeah,
Not quite enough.
went for the raise, didn't quite get there, and now a pretty difficult position is going to be left with. And on sheet A, almost perfect.
Yes.
Skip's throw there.
Within a foot of the hog, I'd say, by yellow.
So that will be a win for Brandon Neff, throwing yellow, and his teammate. I'm not sure who his teammate was from here, but another close game. And so a final stone for yellow coming up here on our feature sheet. And may consider just, well, I'm not sure what they will do. Sitting 2. The only shot I really see for red is to actually draw the button area if they can create enough angle. And so, yellow, well, I think
I'm seeing a double promote.
there is a double tap, and I really don't like where that yellow rock is stopped. I think that, if anything, helps.
It helps red.
Red.
It's a backing for red now.
So, I'm really not sure, but that was what they wanted. So we'll see what the plan is here. Final stone. It's not going to be a tied game anyway, we know that. Just Jeremy just lining it up.
Now in short house, you get used to throwing very lightly, and this is going to require some weight to move 2 rocks. You don't want to. Oh, he's going for the closer red.
He's trying and I think he's trying to get in off that yellow almost. Yeah, I think he is. And will he get there? Oh, not quite.
Don't think he did. No.
I think the shot was there, but he didn't quite manage it. So it will be a steal for yellow, and they will win the game.
I'm going to sign off. I will see you on the feature sheet. I have the next draw.
All right.
On sheet B.
Good luck, Scott.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us.
My pleasure.
All right. Well, we will see if we can get a quick interview with one of the winning team members. Well, I don't think we will have time because I think the next draw is going to start imminently. So what we're going to do is we're just going to start a new broadcast here just to keep all the draws clean on the archive, but we will be back in just a few moments. So just do stick with us. We'll be right back with draw 3.